All right. I'm going to be getting into the Book of Enoch shortly in a minute. That was my stomach. Okay, I'm going to start off first with the Book of Jubilees, and I'm going to read about what happened in the garden from Jubilees account. Sefer Yovelium, the Book of Yovelium, also called the Book of Jubilees, also known as Little Genesis. And the Book of Genesis goes deeper into details of the Book of Genesis. This is the history of the division of the days of the Torah and of the testimony, of the events of the years of their years, weeks. So years in the quotes, and it's the weeks are, the years are weeks to Yah. Of their jubilees throughout all the years of the world, as Yahuwah spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai when he went up to receive the sapphires of the Torah and of the commandment, according to the voice of Elohim, as he said to him, go up to the mount. Okay, and we're going to be going over some miss statements. So that's in my brain. I know it, but I can't find the right word for it. Oh my goodness, stomach, you wilding. Okay, so, some people falsely teach that there was no Torah until Moses. There was no written Torah until Moses, possibly. But the Torah has always been since the Most High. The Most High is the Torah. And he has given it in everything that he's created, especially in the creation of his calendar, which is the stars and planets, right? And all hang on his Torah, right? And that is why it cannot be done away with. It has divine cycles and power. But we're going to jump into Jubilee. And the point that I'm getting to here is the exchange with the serpent in the garden before our ancestors fall, right? Thankfully, they were redeemed because they didn't make that decision on their own. They were provoked and seduced. And it came to pass in the first year of the Exodus, and how hell was created for the fallen angels and not us. So you have to work to go to hell because it's not even created for you. And it came to pass in the first year of the Exodus of the children. Why is this talking about? Why is this saying this should be starting with the garden. Okay, I'm going to read it. And it came to pass in the first year of the exodus of the children of Israel out of Mitzrayim, in the 3rd month, on the 16th day of the month, that Elohim spoke to Moses, saying, come up to to me on the mount, and I will give you 2 sapphire stones of the Torah and of the commandment which I have written, that when you may teach them, that you may teach them. And Moses went up into the mount of Elohim, and the glory of Yahuwah abode on Mount Sinai, and a cloud overshadowed it 6 days. And he called to Moses on the 7th day out of the midst of the cloud, and the appearance of the glory of Yahuwah was like a flaming fire on the top of the mount. And Moses was on the mount 40 days and 40 nights, and Elohim taught him the earlier and later history of the division of all the days of the Torah. Taught him the earlier and later history of the divisions of all the days of the Torah and of the testimony. And he said, incline your heart to every word which I shall speak to you in this mount, and write them in a sefer, in order that their generations may see how I have not forsaken them for all the evil which they have wrought in transgressing the covenant which I established between me and you and their generations this day on Mount Sinai. And thus it shall come to pass, when all these things come upon them, that they will recognize that I am more righteous than they in all their judgments and in all their actions, and they will recognize that I have been truly with them. And when you write for yourself all these words which I declare to you this day, for I know their rebellion and their stiff neck. This was our ancestors. Don't be like them. If this is you, unstiffen your neck. Before I bring them into the land of which I swore to their fathers, to Abraham, this is important. Christianity tells you not to pay attention to the bloodline because this is important. Abraham, his father is Terah. Terah is a descendant of Shem. Shem is the oldest child of Noah. The Caucasians are from Japheth, Shem's little brother. They are not in the bloodline. They are not descendants. They are not the promised, the chosen heir. They are not Esau. They claim to be Esau because Esau is light skinned. Esau is Caucasian passing. He is not of Caucasian bloodline, lineage, descent. That would be Esau's, Jacob and Esau's many times great uncle removed. Okay? Understanding the bloodline is important. Abraham and Yitzhak, Isaac, and to Yaakov, Jacob, saying, unto your seed. Now, Caucasians are not this seed. Genesis chapter 10, 11, 9 goes over their bloodlines. Jasher chapter 9, 10, 11, up to 14 goes over their bloodlines. The Caucasians are children of Japheth, the middle child, right? The middle child doing a number on this world. The middle child of Noah. They are not in the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, Yaakov whatsoever. Okay? So these people that call themselves Jews, the Ashkenazi Jews, are a breed of Satanists. They are not bloodline Yah's children. They're not. The bloodline is Abraham. They're not in Abraham's bloodline. They make that song, Father Abraham has many sons. I am one of them, and so are you. No, they're not. They're not. Father Abraham does have many sons, but they're not one. Where I'm at. And do you write for yourself all these words which I declare to you this day, For I know their rebellion and their stiff neck, before I bring them into the land of which I swore to their fathers, to Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. My stomach is doing a number. I'm sorry, y'all. Ignore my stomach. Unto your seed will I give a land flowing with milk and honey, and they will eat and be satisfied, and they will turn to strange Elohim, to Elohim which cannot deliver, like that big owl statue in the grove. For they will forget all my commandments, even all that I commanded them. American law is not Torah, but they be abusing it. That is not Torah. And they will walk after the other nations and after their uncleanness, out of the uncleanness of Babylon. America in Hebrew is I am Babel. That's what America means in Hebrew. America is a Hebrew word that in English means I am Babel. It's Amalek. Erech is Babel, Babylon. Amalek, America. It is I am Babel or I am the daughter of Babylon. America is I am Babylon or I am the daughter of Babylon. That is what America means, literally. And they will eat and be satisfied, and they will turn to strange Elohim, to Elohim which cannot deliver them from out of their tribulation. And this witness shall be heard for a witness against them. For they will forget all my commandments, even all that I command them. And they will walk after other nations, and after their uncleanness, and after their shame, and will serve their Elohim. And these will prove to them an offense and a tribulation, and an affliction and a snare. And many will perish, and they will be taken captive, and will fall into the hands of the enemy, because they have forsaken my ordinances and my commandments, and the feast of my covenant, and my Shabbat, and my holy place. Thank you, Father, which I have sanctified, communicating with my angels and talking directly to my Father. Thank you, angel. Thank you, you got this situation. Thank you, you got this situation under control. Please link up with their holy angels and cause their holy angels to subdue them and get them in order and stop their wickedness. They have holy angels with them too, but they're choosing to do wickedness. Please link up with their holy angels and protect me. Good looking. Praise Yahuah. And many will perish, and they will be taken captive, and will fall into the hands of the enemy, because they have forsaken in the feast of my covenant and my Shabbats, and my holy place which I have sanctified for myself in the midst of the tabernacle. Y'all can't hear y'all angels talking to y'all? Bro, I understand now. It's a whole plot being trying to be worked against me. And they think I don't know it. But the Holy Spirit talks to me. And I listen because every time it's always been right. I'm in this hotel. They're moving very shady. They keep, at first they were being passive aggressive. They're being funny with the money situation. They keep trying me. Black people are weird too. White people weird, but black people, y'all been fucked up. Y'all are weird. This is a hotel. I'm a guest. Why are y'all moving weird as fuck? They already tried to steal. They already stole my package, and my angel had them get that back. Um, they're trying to see. They're trying me, and when I correct them and think it's gonna stop, they do some other shit. But they're being very passive aggressive, and they still think that I'm stupid. But I guess they gonna fuck around and find out. Um, Let me get back in here. And they will make to themselves my holy places, which I have sanctified for myself, in their midst, in my tabernacle, in my sanctuary, which I have sanctified for myself in the midst of the land, that I should set my name upon it, and that they should dwell there, that they should make themselves high places and Asherah poles, engraven images. I didn't know what an Asherah pole was. My spirit, every time it says Asherah pole, my photo memory comes up to when after Hillary Clinton failed at kidnapping me, and teachers were following me each school I moved to. I think my teacher's name was Miss Irwin, and she was evil. She was evil cunt. But they did this thing. They were trying to. That's what they read the book, The Teacher's Pet, and then they separated me. They taught us that. They taught us that the devil's name is Yahusha, and the real God's name is Jesus. Why did they teach us this? How did they know that? They taught us that. Because I guess they assumed that at home they were teaching us the truth. Like when we learned about mushrooms, and they were like, "Do you guys have mushrooms at home?" And I didn't. But we're like, they did that lesson. They like, looking back at things, like, y'all was on some shit. But anyways, like, in the beginning in that class, that's when they isolated me. Because I used to tell the children the truth about the Most High and that we were free, right? And it just always happened that the children didn't listen to the teacher. Everybody listened to me. I taught the class. I taught the class. But then the teacher read the book, The Teacher's Pet, and then made me the teacher's pet. And the book was like basically how everybody's mean to all the kids are mean to the teacher. And all through school, all the way through high school, I was the teacher's pet. Um, they did this to me, and they do this to your children too. If your children has leadership abilities, they will break them down, have the other children's break them down, and they will make them the teacher's pet, and they make them basically sterile. Um, the school system is not designed to help you or educate you, but enslave you and separate you from family and family goals. But they tried to make me bow to this white boy. You know, I'm not bowing to nobody. That's weird. So they were teaching us a dance, and we had to bow and curtsy. And I had to bow to this little white boy or curtsy to this little white boy. I wouldn't do like at first when they just tried to make me do it. I didn't do it. But they had everybody paired up like we were dancing, same little white boy. Like it was aggression and pressure on me from multiple teachers and adults to bow to this fucking white boy. My bad. And then they had us take like the little the paper that you do for birthday parties, and they had us dance around the pole and string up the pole. That's the astro pole. That's the astro pole. Engraven image, and they will worship. Ugh, I'm just thinking about that experience. If your child is in public school and they're in special ed, they're being essayed by the teachers. Engraven images. And they will worship each his own graven image so as to go astray, and will sacrifice their children to devils. And a lot of these parents sold their children. The government, that's a part of it. A lot of the times, the government, they'll offer the parents money. Police officers, CPS, the judges, they stay behind scene, but they'll offer the parents money, either if they have to blackmail the parent or get the parent in sub. They'll try to catch them into something where they can get the parent. Like they'll have something set up for you to incriminate yourself, and then they'll blackmail you. I want your child, and if you don't give them to me, you're going to jail. But here's the thing: if you give them to me, I'll give you so much money, which you're probably never going to get, because once you give your child away, then they're just going to blackmail you more. Seeing from what happened in my life, I don't know where it got to the point where my mom gave in. My mom definitely used to fight. My mom used to fight to protect us. I was never her favorite child. She always hated me because she blamed me for her abuse that her father and everyone else did to her. But she did try to protect me. She just didn't love me. She did try to protect me until they put her in the mental ward, and it just got brutal. But and they will sacrifice their children to devils. This is what's going on. This was this was the Freemasons in their time. The exact same. This was the Freemasons in their time. And to all who work to and to all the works of the error of their hearts, and I will send witnesses to them, Halayah, that I may witness against them, but they will not hear. That hurts. And will slay the witnesses also. You and me, yeah. And they will persecute those who seek the Torah. Live in it, live in it. And they will abrogate. What does abrogate mean? Repeal or do away with a law, right, or formal agreement, and they will abrogate and change everything so as to work evil before my eyes. And I will hide my face from them. So when you guys say, why is the Most High not stopping the rape and abuse? When you guys celebrate Christmas, Valentine's, Easter, those are the days where Epstein people and Diddy people are sacrificing children, sexually abusing them, satanically murdering them. And you guys are participating in the ritual, and that's why they say we're all guilty. You're all guilty. At one point, we were all guilty because we all celebrated those days. They are satanic ritual sacrifice days. And that is why you cannot keep them and honor the Most High, because it's a spiritual thing. While you are partaking in that day, which is they're mostly orgy days. While you're doing what you're doing, babies are included in their orgies, and some of them are being eaten alive and have other horrible things done to them. Children wandering around freely to die on their own natural cause as they're being observed and experimented on, whether they'll touch fire. Nobody's going to help them, and they're probably going to kill them afterwards anyways. And you're participating in these satanic days saying, oh, but Yah knows my heart. He knows that you're disobedient and not reading his word. It's serious and you guys didn't listen. And I will deliver them into the hand of the other nations for captive and for prey and for devouring. And so when you participate in these days, this is what happens. Now you're given to these higher ups that are stealing and abusing and murdering your children for them now to have their way with you. And then you become a Burger King burger or a McDonald's burger or whatever. And you're on the missing persons list and the elite know where you are. And the people that's looking for you then probably ate you days ago. And you're wondering why the Most High allows this to exist, but you participated in a satanic ritual and made a marriage covenant to demons. And now the Most High cannot enter your holy vessel because you made a marriage oath to demons, celebrating these demonic days. And I will remove from them the mist of the land, and I will scatter them amongst the other nations. And they will forget all my Torah and all my commandments and all my judgments, and will go astray as to new moons and Sabbaths and feasts and jubilees and ordinances. We're going to lose track of all time in order. And after this, they will turn to me from amongst other nations with all their heart and with all their soul, and with all their strength. And I will gather them from amongst all the other nations. That's what the Most High is waiting for us to return to him. And then he will return. And that's why nobody knows the day or hour, because we have to seek him first. He already loved us first. Now we must love him back. He already loved us first and is still keeping a constant love. Now we must return the love for him to take the next step. And they will seek me so that I may be found of them. And when they seek me with all their heart and with all their soul, and I will disclose to them abounding peace, hallelujah, and righteousness, and I will remove them the plant of uprightness with all my heart and with all my soul, and they shall be for a blessing and not for a curse, and they shall be the head and not the tail. And I will build my sanctuary in their midst, and I will tabernacle with them, and I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. In truth and righteousness, and I will not forsake them nor fail them. For I am Yahuwah Elohim. Come out of Christianity. This is a removed book from what the Christians stole from our Hebrew law and government and created a pagan religion based off of our Hebrew law and government. And Moses fell upon his face and prayed and said, O Yahuwah Elohai, do not forsake your people and your inheritance, so that they should wander in error of their hearts, and do not deliver them into the hands of their enemies, the other nations, lest they should rule over them and cause them to sin against you. Let your mercy, O Yahuwah, be lifted upon your people, and create in them an upright ruach. No, it's not. It's not rude to yawn. That's an abuse tactic. Everybody yawns. It's a bodily function. And let not the ruach Belial rule over them. So don't let the spirit of the devil rule over them. To accuse them before you and to ensnare them from all the cycles of righteousness, so that they may perish from before your face. But they are your people and your inheritance, which you have delivered with your great power from the hands of Mitzrayim, creating them clean hearts and a Ruach HaKodesh, holiness, and let them be not ensnared in their sins from henceforth until eternity. And Yahuwah said to Moses, I know their contrariness and their thoughts and their stiff-neckedness, and they will not be obedient till they confess their own sin and the sin of their fathers. Yeah, y'all got to take accountability. We all have to take accountability. And after this, they will turn to me in all uprightness and with all their heart and with all their soul, and I will circumcise the foreskin of their heart and the foreskin of the heart of their seed. Hallelujah. And I will create in them a Ruach HaKodesh, and I will cleanse them so that they shall not turn away from me from that day till eternity. And their soul will cleave to me and to my commandments. We have free will, and that's why our Father is waiting. Real love is not controlling, and he's not controlling us. He gave us the free will. The devil is his child too. Called a servant, not called a child, not called an heir. When you create a child, and even if you know their ways, can you control everything they do? You could try to, but you can't. The Most High is our Father. We are of him, but he gave us free will, and that's love. And he told us the right way, and he told us what will happen if we go the wrong way. And they will fulfill my commandments, and I will be their father, and they shall be my children. And they shall be called children of the living Elohim. And every angel and every ruach shall know, yea, they shall know that these are my children, and that I am their father, in uprightness and righteousness, and that I love them. And do you write down for yourself all these words which I declare to you on this mountain? The first and the last, which shall come to pass in all divisions of the days of the Torah, and in the weeks and in the jubilees to eternity. Shall I descend the tabernacle until in the tabernacle with them throughout eternity? And he said to the angel of the presence, write for Moses from the beginning of creation till my sanctuary has been built upon them for all eternity. And Yahuwah will appear to the eyes of all, and all shall know that I am Elohim, the Elohim of Israel, and the father of all the children of Yaakov, and king on Mount Sion for all eternity. And Sion and Jerusalem shall be holy. And the angel of the presence, who went before the camp of Yisrael, took the table of the years from the time of creation of the Torah, the weeks of the jubilees, according to the individual years, according to all the jubilees, according to the individual years, from the day of the new creation, when the heavens and the earth shall be when the heavens and the earth shall be renewed in all their creation, according to the powers of heaven, and according to all the creation of the earth, until the sanctuary of Yahuwah shall be made in Jerusalem on Mount Sion, and all the luminaries be renewed for healing and for peace and for blessing, and for all the elect of Yisrael, and that thus may be from that day into all the days of the earth. Chapter 2. And the present spoke to Moses according to the word of Yahuwah, saying, write the complete history of creation, how in 6 days Elohim finished all his work and all that he created, and kept Sabbath on the seventh day, and sanctified it for all ages, and appointed it as a sign for all his works. For on the first day he created the heavens which are above, and the earth, and the waters, and all the Ruach goes, and all the spirits. He created all the spirits on the first day, so we were all created in the beginning. which serve before him the angels of presence, and the angels of sanctification, and the angels of the Ruach of fire, and the angels of the Ruach of the winds, and the angels of the Ruach of the clouds. Ooh, okay, this is the book I'm looking for. And of darkness, and of snow, and of hail, and of hoarfrost, and the angels of the voices of thunder, and of lightning, and the angels of the Ruach of cold and of heat. Okay, yes, this is. Where my marker? Where my marker at? Bro, I need to come back here. I'm studying the angels. I'm studying the nature of angels and all that I can learn about them. That's what I was called to do several years ago. And I've been getting attacked, like literally getting attacked. Like the police been breaking and kicking my door in since I committed to this study. And of winter, and of spring, and of autumn, and of summer, and of all the ruachs of his creatures. Okay, it's cold. Which are in the heavens and on the earth. He created the abyss and the darkness, evening and night, and the light, dawn and day, which he prepared in the knowledge of his heart. And thereupon we saw all his works, and praised him, and lauded him on account of all his works. Lauded means praise. I gotta look that up. For 7 great works did he create on the first day. Laud, does that mean to give praise? Praise a person or their achievement highly, especially in public context. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Ruach Kadesh. I'll express Ruach Kadesh. I say blessed. And on the second day, he created the expanse in the midst of the waters. Mist means middle of. Expanse is the firmament, right? An area of something, typically land or sea, presenting a wide. And the waters were divided that day. Half of them went up above, and half of them went down below the expanse that was in the mist over the face of the whole earth. What that image looks like. Ooh, I wonder if I put what image would it give me? Father, I will please show me if you have for me to see it. And this was the only work Elohim created on the second day. Stomach, what is up with you? Come on now. You're embarrassing me. And on the third day, he commanded the waters to pass from off the face of the whole earth into one place, in the dry land to appear. And the waters did so as he commanded them. And they retired from off the face of the earth into one place outside of the expanse. And the dry land appeared. And on that day he created for them all the seas according to their separate gathering places, and all the rivers, and the gatherings of the waters, and the mountains, and on all the earth, and all the lakes, and all the dew of the earth, and the seed which is sown, and all sprouting things, and fruit bearing trees, and trees of wood, in the garden of Eden, and in Eden, and all. These four works Elohim created on the third day. And on the fourth day he created the sun and the moon and the stars, and set them in the expanse of the heaven, to give light upon all the earth, and to rule over the day and the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And Elohim appointed the sun to be a great sign on earth for days and for Sabbaths. It's a calendar, and for months and for feasts and for years, and for Sabbaths of years and for jubilees. So these are the on which hangs all the laws and commandments. So studying it is not witchcraft, but they have made it a use for witchcraft. All seasons and of years, and it divides the light from the darkness, and for prosperity, that all things may prosper which should grow on the earth. These three kinds he made on the fourth day. And on the fifth day he created great sea monsters in the depths of the waters. For these were the first things of flesh that were created by his hands. The fish, everything that moves in the waters, and everything that flies, the birds and all their kinds. And the sun rose above them to prosper them. And above everything that was on earth, everything that shoots, all the fruit bearing trees and all the flesh. These three kinds he created the fifth day. And on the sixth day he created all the animals of the earth, and all cattle, and everything that moves on the earth. Earth means land, soil, dust. And after all this, he created man. So man is not an animal, despite what these he tell you. And gave them dominion, rule. Let's go on a definition of dominion. Ruler, authority. Where are we at? Where am I? Darn it. I lost where I'm at. Okay. Dominion. Okay, I spelled it with an E. Sovereignty or control, the tyranny of a sovereign or government. So we reign over the land, all men, all the children of Adam, from the beginning until Adam fell. And then it was passed down to the line of Seth, Adam and Eve's third son. So Cain's children were removed. Cain's children were all killed in the flood. So Seth, all the way down to Noah. Noah was in the first world and came into the second. That is so amazing, right? Noah, from Noah, it was passed to his firstborn Shem. Noah has two other sons, Ham, the Africans, right? And so the Ham's children, all of the Hamites, which are all of the, because when I say African, so that's a continent, right? And that's going to go over a lot of your guys' heads. You guys are just going to assume that I'm dumb and think that I don't know what I'm talking about. But the Hebrews and the Hamites lived in Africa. So I can't just say Africans, even though, okay, that's somewhere I have not touched on in my study if African means the descendants of Ham or if it just means the people from that continent. So all of the children of Ham, right, which are most of, when people are talking about Africa, that's mostly what they're talking about. When you talk about Bantu and all of those people, those are Hebrews. So those are not what I would consider African, but I don't know if they consider themselves because they're from the continent. And that's something I don't know for sure because I am studying, but I don't know everything. So the Hamites and then the Caucasians, they have dominion on earth, but they don't have dominion over us, the Hebrews. We are kings above all kings on earth by bloodline and decree by the Most High El, right? So know that. And gave him dominion over all that is upon the earth. And when Caucasians stupidly say that blacks are cursed by the curse of Cain, Cain was pre-flood and all of his descendants died. None of us are descendants of Cain. None of us. Nobody in this world is a descendant of Cain. We do not have Cain in our blood. In the seas and over everything that flies, and over the beast and over the cattle, and over everything that moves on the earth. Now, what they might be trying to say is Ham, the curse of Ham, which his youngest child was cursed to be servants to all of their brethren. But Ham has Cush, Egypt, Put, three kings. Ham has three kings. His youngest son, Canaan, was cursed to be a slave, right? You have some Caucasians lineages that are cursed to be slaves, right? I don't know if any of Israel, we were cursed for a time to experience slavery, but we are not slaves. We were made to go through it because we are the rulers and the kingdom is ours and we have to know how to treat our subjects, right? So read for yourself. And over everything that moves upon the earth, and over the whole earth, and over all this he gave him dominion. And these four kinds he created on the sixth day. And there were altogether 22 kinds. And he finished all his work on the sixth day. All that is in the heaven and on the earth, and in the seas, and in the abysses, and in the light and in the darkness and in everything. And he gave us a great sign, the Sabbath, that we should work 6 days, but guard the Sabbath on the seventh day from all work. And all the angels of the presence and all the angels of sanctification, these two great classes, he has bidden us to guard the Sabbath. Oh, the angels keep the Sabbath too. To guard the Sabbath with him in heaven and on earth. Okay, I don't know why I didn't know that. And he said to us, behold, I will separate to myself a people from among all the people. And these shall guard the Sabbath, and I will sanctify them to myself as my people, and I will bless them, right? As I have sanctified the Sabbath and do sanctify it to myself, even so will I bless them. And they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim. I have chosen the seed of Yaakov, Jacob, all that I have seen, and have written him down as my first son, and have sanctified him to myself forever. Go on. Yaakov, called Jacob, is the chosen. So many generations back, so his brother is Esau. Esau is removed because he's not chosen. His father is Isaac. Isaac is a king and blessed, being the father of the chosen, Yaakov. Abraham is blessed, being the grandfather of the chosen, Yaakov, whose children are the nation of Israel. Abraham's father, Terah, was kidnapped by Nimrod. That's how old he is. Abraham's father was kidnapped by the pagan king Nimrod, the African, the the descendant of Ham's son Nimrod, and raised by Nimrod from about 6 years old. And he served pagan gods. Terah, a descendant of Shem and Eber Shem's son. Shem, the son of Noah. Noah's three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Japheth, the Caucasians. Do you understand why Christianity is blasphemy? It is a Caucasian cult. Okay? Bloodline matters. I used to get beat down in church for wanting to study bloodlines and getting yelled at. That doesn't matter. You're stupid. You don't even know the difference between Abraham and Noah. I'm dyslexic. I mix things up. I might, just like my mom calls me every name but mine, but know who she talking to. I accidentally do the same thing sometimes with scriptures, but I've been all my life, because that happened when I was so little, which they were trying to discourage me from studying, but it didn't. It's something I've been working on, making sure I get their names correct, because I knew what I was talking about. I just mixed their names up. And I will teach them, where am I at? Yaakov. And I have chosen the seed of Yaakov from amongst all that I have seen. And this does not mean that the rest of everybody else does not take part in salvation. It means that they're not kings and rulers of salvation. That's what that means. Getting all the confusion out the way from Christianity. Christianity has done, and this is what I've been trying to say my whole life. I've been silenced my whole life, and I've been trying to make this clear to people. This is not some new knowledge to me. I was mostly nonverbal, and people just treated me so bad because of how they feel about Christianity. And Christianity does so much confusion. It was hard for me to make sense of all their mistakes. The Hebrews are the kings above all kings on earth. We are not slaves. We are not servants. Caucasians are servants. They have bloodlines that are, but because of the righteousness of some, they will break that off of them. They will not be servants, but they will not be kings above us. But they shall be blessed if they bless us. Let all who bless the true children of Yah be blessed. Those vipers in our land are not us. They eat children. They're evil people. Um, um, so yes, we will be rulers in salvation under Yahusha, our King, spread out over the earth as dew. And all the other children of the Most High, some princes, some dukes, some, commoners, some servants, right? Some poor, will still inherit salvation, understanding that. And understanding that being gay or poly is not the sin, but the breaking of the covenant, no matter whether you are gay, straight, or poly, is the sin. And scripture tells us that also. And I have chosen the seed of Yaakov from amongst all that I have seen, and have written him down as my firstborn son, and have sanctified him to myself. Why have I not been reading the book of Jubilees? Because of that one story where it went over the account of the death of Jacob and Esau. It tells a completely different version than of Jubilees. And I believe Genesis confused me at the time, but clearly enemies have gone on and changed things to make us doubt. And I was not ready at the time to continue reading because I didn't know all of what was altered. And have sanctified him to myself forever and ever. And I will teach them the Sabbath, that they may guard my Sabbath thereon from all work. And thus he created therein a sign in accordance with all with which they should guard the Sabbath with us on the 17th day, to eat and to drink and to bless him who has created all things. To eat and to drink and to bless him who has created all things. In Christianity, they're always making you fast because they want you to die. Everything they teach you is death because they are a satanic death cult. As he has blessed and sanctified to himself a peculiar people above all peoples, above all peoples. It doesn't say that all other people are going to hell. It just says that we are, and we are above all other people. And they shall, my father said it, and that they should guard the Sabbath together with us. And he caused his commands to ascend as a sweet savor, acceptable before him all the days. So when you keep his commands, it's rising as a smoke before his throne. When you keep these pagan days, it's rising with all of the children that are being abused, mutilated, sacrificed to Baal. And then you wonder why you're cursed. Oh my goodness. All the times I was beat for not being able to say these things. And he caused his command to ascend as a sweet savor, acceptable before him all the days. There were 22 heads of mankind, from Adam to Yaakov. Okay. There are 22 people, births, from Adam to Yaakov. So Adam is, so Yaakov is the 21st grandson of Adam. Interesting, interesting. That's very, man, I wish I had my marker. I need some pens. And 22 kinds of work were made until the seventh day. This is blessed and holy. That's my stomach, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm still gonna read the word. And the former also is blessed and holy. And this one serves with that one for sanctification and blessing. This Yaakov and his seed that they should always be blessed and clean, set apart ones. The Christian Bible would say church, which is a created word that does not mean anything, which comes from the word Kodashim, body of holy people, body of Yah. Of the first testimony in Torah, even as he has sanctified and blessed the Sabbath on the seventh day, he created heaven and earth and everything that he created in 6 days, and Elohim made the seventh day for all his works. Therefore he commanded on its behalf, whosoever does any work thereon shall die, and that he who defies it shall surely die. Wherefore do you command the children of Israel to observe this day, that they may keep it holy, and do not do thereon any work, and do not defile it, as it is holier than all the other days. And whosoever profanes it shall surely die. And whosoever does thereon any work shall surely die eternally. That the children of Israel may observe this day throughout their generations, and not be rooted out of the land, for it is a holy day and a blessed day. And everyone who observes it and guards Sabbath thereon from all his work will be holy and blessed throughout all the days like us. You will live forever. This is the way to life. This is what it just said. It said they will be blessed like us. This is the angels talking. They have glorified bodies. Declare and say to the children of Israel the Torah of this day, both that they should guard the Sabbath thereon, and that they should not forsake it. Excuse me. In the error of their hearts, and that it is against the Torah to do any work thereon which is unseemly, to do their own pleasure, and that it should not, and that they should not prepare thereon anything to be eaten or drunk, and that it is against Torah to draw water, or bring it in, or take out thereon upon their gates any burden which they have not prepared for themselves on the sixth day in their dwelling places. And they should not bring in nor take out from house to house on that day. So you shouldn't be going to people's house on that day, going in and out, bringing stuff in and out. For that day is more holy and blessed than any Jubilee day of the Jubilees. On this we kept Sabbath in the heavens, before it was made known to any flesh, to guard the Sabbath thereon, the earth. And the Creator of all things blessed it, and he did not sanctify all the peoples and nations to guard the Sabbath thereon, but Yesharel alone. So other people could wait, but I guess when they're with us, I guess they don't. Them alone he permitted to eat and drink and to guard the Sabbath thereon on the earth. And the Creator of all things bless this day. So when they come into our camps, we're not to make them do work, but them in their own stead, they can work on the Sabbath. It's not applied to them. But if they hold themselves to us, then they need to choose to be like us, which he had created for blessings and holiness and glory above all the days. This Torah and testimony were given to the children of Israel as a Torah forever in their generations. Okay, this is the chapter. And on the 6th day of the second week, we brought, according to the word of Elohim, to Adam all the beasts, and all the cattle, and all the birds, and everything that moves in the earth, and everything that moves in the water, according to their kinds, and according to their types. The beast on the first day, and the cattle on the second day, the birds on the third day, and all that which moves on the earth on the fourth day, and that which moves in the waters on the fifth day. And Adam named them all by their respective names as he called them. So was their name. And on these 5 days Adam saw all these, male and female, according to every kind, that it was on the earth, but he was alone and found no helpmeet for him. And Adam said to us, and Yahuwah said to us, it is not good that the man should be alone. So Yahuwah is talking to his other children, called servants, the holy angels of presence. Let us make, and to Yahusha, right, who is there with him, let us make a helpmeet for him. And Yahuwah Eloheinu caused a deep sleep to fall upon him, and he slept, and he took for the woman one rib from amongst his ribs. And this rib was the origin of the woman from amongst his ribs. And he built flesh upon it in its stead, and built the woman from the clay. And he awakened Adam out of his sleep, and on the 6th day he brought, and he knew her, and he said to her, this is of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called my woman, because she was taken from her man. Therefore shall a man and woman be one. And therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave to his woman, and they shall be one flesh. And in the first week, so that ends the debate over who comes first, the mother or the wife. Once you have a wife, your mother is obsolete. I, having a son, know that. And it's sad that all of his days that are being stolen from me, one day he's going to have to go with his wife, right? But as a mother, I need to understand that that is his calling and his purpose, and what I am to grace him for, to be a man, to provide for his family. And that I come second now to his family. Y'all mothers are sick that demand to be first in your son's marriage. That's weird as fuck. Therefore shall man and woman be one, and therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his woman, and there they shall be one flesh. In the first week was Adam created, and the rib his woman in the second week. We were created in the second week. Interesting. I did not know that. New information. Dang, he had one day of rest. That's not funny. He showed her to him, and for this reason, the commandment. Why is that funny? That's not funny. Can I get told 11 days? Is that wrong? I don't know. Because are we really the man's headache? Because if so, they got enough payback, and it wasn't even really us. That was like Eve. Okay. And after this, she entered into the Garden of Eden. And for this reason, the commandment was given to keep, and their defilement was given to keep in defilement for males 7 days, and for females twice 7 days. We were created in the second week. And after Adam had completed 40 days in the land where we had been created, we brought him into the Garden of Eden to till and to guard it. But his woman they brought on the 8th day, and after this she entered into the Garden of Eden. And for this reason the commandment is written on heavenly tablets in regard to her that gives birth. If she bears a male, she shall remain in her uncleanness 7 days, according to the first week of days. And 3 days shall she remain in the blood of her purifying. And she shall not touch any sanctified thing, nor enter into the sanctuary until she accomplishes these days which are enjoined in case of the male child. After you have your child, your period lasts longer. And you're like, this does happen because this happened to my body. I had a son and a daughter, and this happened to my body. And I remembered it was shorter with my son than it was with my daughter. But I didn't understand what was going on. But in the case of a female child, she shall remain in her uncleanness 2 weeks of days, according to the first week, and 66 days in the blood of her purification. I had a real long period. I thought he did something to me. And they shall be in all 80 days. Yeah, I think it was, almost 3 months. And when she had completed these 80 days, we brought her into the Garden of Eden. For it is holier than all the earth, besides a tree that is planted in it. Therefore, there was ordained guarding her 2 bears, a male and female child. Jumping into Jubilees right now, and then jumping into Enoch. Therefore, there is ordained regarding her 2 bears, a male and female child. Oh, her who bears a male and female child. The statute of those days that she should touch no sanctified thing, nor enter into the sanctuary. 1 second. 1 second. My bad.
you gotta check a couple things. Check. I do what pretty weeks. I came in last month with my little paper checking stuff.
Oh yeah. But maintenance never came.
I didn't make you. You told me to come to your stove, and it was
because it wasn't when I first got. I think that was the first day I got the room because it wasn't working. No one came. You gotta go through trash bags every week.
That ain't me.
It's that. I mean, that's keeping everything in my bed.
People cool. Work, phone work.
Yeah, I haven't touched the phone, but the TV definitely. This light doesn't work.
All right, I got to bring some more light bulbs. I gotta make sure you don't get no critters in here. Huh?
That's why I haven't seen any. Have bugs?
No, we ain't. We just.
Okay.
Yeah. We just make sure nobody bringing them. You said light bulb. What else you said?
I think that's it. This
Light bulb.
Okay. Was I? Okay. Hey. So they do know how to act like they got some sense because they be very passive aggressive, very degrading. Not that guy, but they be talking to me like they ain't got no sense or they think I'm retarded. Therefore, where we at? This is the Torah and testimony which is written down for Israel in order that they should observe all the days. And in the first week of the first Jubilee, Adam and his woman were in the Garden of Eden for 7 days, tilling the ground and guarding it. This is the Book of Jubilees. And we're getting to the part of where the dragon, one of the dragons, because there were many dragons, right? One of the dragons were approached by a fallen angel, one of the fallen angels. I don't know if it says which one. And that fallen angel provoked the dragon to jealousy over Adam and Eve and got him to allow him to go into the body, which is when the fallen angels unlock the skin of the dragon and why we have reptilians, right? And the reptilians are the fallen angels who shapeshift and morph into reptilians. And we gave him work and we instructed him to do everything that is suitable for tillage And he tilled the garden and was naked and knew it not and was not ashamed. Okay. And cattle. Wait. I skipped something. And was not ashamed. He protected the garden from birds and from beasts and from cattle and gathered its fruit and ate and put aside the remnant for himself and for his woman and put aside that which was being kept. And after the completion of 7 years, which he had completed there, 7 years exactly, and in the second month, on the 17th day of the month, the serpent came and approached the woman. And the serpent said to the woman, has Elohim commanded you, saying, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And she said to it, of all the fruits of the trees of the garden, Elohim has said to us, eat, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim has said to us, ye shall not eat thereof, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said to the woman, you shall not surely die, for Elohim knows that on the day that you eat thereof, your eyes will be opened, and you shall be as Elohim, and ye shall know good and evil. And the woman saw the tree, that it was agreeable and pleasant to the eye. And in the book of Enoch, it tells you like it's a type of tamarind. It's the forbidden fruit was a tamarind. It was a type of nut. And that its fruit was good for food. And she took thereof and ate. And when she had first covered her shame with fig leaves, she gave thereof to Adam, and he ate. Dang, he didn't even know this, that she had clothes on now. She didn't even know that she had clothes on now. Because he was still innocent. He was still innocent. And his eyes were open, and he saw that he was naked. And he took fig leaves and sewed them together, and made an apron upon himself, and covered his shame. And Elohim cursed the serpent and was angry with it forever. And he was angry with the woman because she listened to the voice of the serpent and did eat. And he said to her, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your pains. In sorrow you shall bring forth children, and your return shall be to your man. Please don't let me ever return to him. Please, Father. Please don't nobody in hell deserve that. And he shall rule over you. This curse has a time period. My father died for my sins. And to Adam, also, he said, this was given to Eve, right? This was given to her. Bro, let me break this curse. And to Adam also, he said, the Most High said it's a beginning and an end to all things. There got to be an end to that curse. There got to be an end. You have hearkened to the voice of your woman, and have eaten of the tree which I command you, that you should not eat thereof. Cursed be the ground for your sake. Thorns and thistles shall it produce. He couldn't curse Adam directly because Adam is his split image. And so that would be cursing himself. So he cursed the ground, which was a discipline to Adam. for his disobedience. Accountability. Y'all be trying to hold people accountable for relationships, right? Accountability is good. The Most High is not evil. And you shall eat the bread of your sweat of your face till you return to the earth from whence you were taken. Yep, just like this is going to be done with, and where we receive salvation, so is the curse that the men should rule over us. That's y'all willing. I'm praying. That's all I'm thinking. Not abusive. Because most I said that's not even supposed to be that way. We're not remaining under curses. For earth you are, and earth you shall return. Let a man try to abuse me. You will not wake up in the morning. We're not doing this. We're not doing this shit. If you feel like you can abuse me, just stay away from me. I don't want to be with a man. I do not. I don't. And if you think you're going to capture me, I'm going to kill you. And he made for them coats of skin and clothed them and sent forth from the Garden of Eden. And on that day on which Adam went forth from the garden, wait a minute. I read in the book of Jubilees where the serpent was talking to the fallen angel. That was in my last Sefer. Why this Sefer does not say that? Because it already went over the account. What book did I read that in? Did I not read that in the book of Jubilees? Or did they change this book? What the what? I remember. Now I got to read this whole book again. I didn't go up to where I last read. Okay, but we're jumping into Enoch because I was reading what Jubilees for a reason, but it doesn't say that. Okay. Bro, am I? Okay, yeah, okay. I'm about to eat before I jump up in here, actually.